space, introducing efficiency, speed, integration, improving integration in public transport, and therefore improving mobility. And you guys, as young professionals, possess the skills that companies such as Gautrain need to push our agenda forward. Our first speaker for today is Mr. Thomas Snyman, who will share Huawei's brand story and youth opportunities. Mr. Thomas Snyman is the executive of industry solutions at Huawei Technologies South Africa. Thomas, the floor is yours.
That's it. Can I take this off? Otherwise you're not going to hear me. And I promise you, I'm COVID free. I just got my results last night. So you're safe from my side. Victor, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for this opportunity. When Daniel asked me to come and talk about leadership, I was looking at what can I tell students, because I've been a student for many years as well. I worked with MBA students at Potch University, and everybody wants to learn. So I want to start off by saying that when I was about 10 years old, we moved into a house, and close to the house there was a scrapyard. And at this scrapyard there was this old phones which you would not know. You all know cell phones. So that was an old Bakelite cell phone coming out of the mines. And me and my brother started modifying this phone headset to become a communication telephone. And I was in a primary school, and that's where my passion started for telecommunication. And I never stopped learning, and that is the most important thing, never stop learning. And I'm going to share some information that some people will not know, because I think you're the same age as me, 26 years old. So from that point, I would like to start by first give you an introduction of who Huawei is. Now, Huawei is a Chinese company, and we are 194,000 employees. And very important, I was just saying when I was standing in the foyer, that we got over 96,000 people just doing research and development all over the world. We got a campus in China which is about 4 million square meters, where we got 25,000 people just doing research and development. So on average, 10% of our budget is just going for research and development. And it's young people like yourself getting involved in the research and development and growing through a company like Huawei. We are in 170 plus countries, and I represent Southern Africa, which we got 9 rep offices. So all the English-speaking countries in Southern Africa, I'm responsible for transport. And that is my passion. When I started working from telecommunications into ICT, I moved into transport consulting, and now I'm using my experience on the management side and link that to solutions to get to the end of the point where we require to address pain points for customers. Now, everybody thinks, and I think some 2 persons will be very happy this morning. I'm not sure where is the presents. I brought 2 presents for us. for a lucky draw. And last night when my daughter said to me, "Dad, can I not be part of your graduation program?" Because she just finished her graduation part as well. And the one is a P40, Huawei P40 cell phone. And the other one is a T5 media tablet. Now you can just imagine 2 people walking out here today, and I know staff price for us for the P40 is about 18,000 Rand. So I hope you declare it, please. So it's important, everybody thinks that we are not we only in cell phones, and we only do mobile devices, but that's much bigger. Our business started off by the carrier business 30 years ago, and we are the leader in the world. 60% of all the equipment for carrier business belongs to Huawei, and that's where we started. And about 13 years ago, we started with the enterprise business, and that is where my area is, about connectivity, switches, routers, data centers, intelligent transport systems. And then we got our consumer business. Our consumer business is our cell phones, and that we are number 2 in the world. Samsung is still leading us. We overtook Apple and some of the other brands, so from that side. And then our new component, or new business unit, is cloud business. And everybody was saying, and I was also, when I was younger, very negative about cloud. How do we protect our information? But cloud is the future. Cloud is the way to move forward. And that is where we are looking at to grow the business over and above the 3 business units. Now everybody will ask, but how many money is Huawei making? In 2019, our turnover, you can see over there, was $123 billion US. That was in 2019. I don't have the figures yet. Our financial year end is now end of December, and we hope to grow. We on average grow by 10% per year on our revenue. Now I want to first ask the first question. Anybody knows what this is? Anybody? This was the first valve system, a valve tube for amplifiers. And that was done in 1907. The first valve tube or triode was developed. And they use it to make amplifiers, pre-amplifiers. And I remember the days when I used to play my father's car. We had this type of amplifier or a radio, and you have a separate box inside just to can generate power. And every time I knocked this thing down and pull out a plug, my father didn't have a radio in the car. When I started in Telkom, or the old post office, in 1976, we all had valve systems, and valve systems is still one of the best amplifiers. And we're moving to valve amplifiers again on the quality that they provide. It's the same when we moved from CDs, from vinyls to CDs, and then to memory sticks, and we're moving back to vinyls again. So the valve system's going to happen again, and that is a very good quality. And then in 1926, they started thinking about transistors. And in 1947, it started operational, and they started manufacturing transistors. And I remember when I worked in the transmission systems, we started with valve systems. We went to transistors in this format that I show here. And then in 1958, they started developing ICs, integrated circuits. And the middle one is an EEPROM, which is a programmable IC. And I remember how we tried to put programming onto an EEPROM. And then we moved into what we know ICs as it now is available, integrated circuits, which consist of over 1 million, up to over 1 million transistors and capacitors and programmable. So we can see where we moved from 1907 and where we are now, that the transition and the research never stopped, and learning